Every day, 20 American veterans take their lives. About half of those warriors are over the age of 65, and the majority of those are soldiers of Vietnam. Let me put that into historical perspective. Lyndon Johnson left Washington, D.C. 50 years ago in January, and we are still dealing with the effects of that conflict. Of the 20 veterans who commit suicide, that last tragic act, the VA only sees 6. But here's what we are doing for the 6 who do use VA care. Any veteran who walks through our doors for health care is now screened for mental health. We also provide same-day mental health care. And just as importantly, we are talking about this issue more within the active duty force of the armed forces. The practice of my father's generation, not to talk about these things, is now giving way to an open discussion among our active service members who have now learned the importance of looking out for signs in themselves and signs in their comrades of distress. But no VA secretary, no federal department can solve this problem from Washington, especially when most of those veterans we need to reach are not in our system. We will not get anywhere on veteran suicide until this nation has a national conversation about life, and that is a conversation veterans can start today. The federal government needs to build those partnerships with organizations like the Legion, our states and localities, to get to those in the community who can deliver aid directly to those veterans in need. For example, there is important legislation in the Congress now that would let VA direct funding to groups like yours, to community partners across the country so they can support veterans at risk of suicide. Senator John Bozeman of Arkansas introduced it in the Senate, and the former commander of the 3rd Marine Division, General Jack Bergman, Minnesota, introduced it in the House, and I know this has the full support of the Legion. Opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is another factor that has hit both veterans and non-veterans.